The Young and the Restless Tuesday, May 5th recap. Matt's amnesia twist. Victor kicks Michael out. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, recap for Tuesday, May 5th, reveals that Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, will struggle with memory loss while Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, shows his displeasure over Michael Baldwin's, Christian LeBlanc, decision. In Phyllis Summers' Michelle Stafford, office, Christine Blair Romalotti, Laura Lee Bell, will show up with an officer who'll read Phyllis her rights and place her under arrest. Phyllis will fume over Christine forcing a perp walk and warn that DA's going to be humiliated when the evidence is proven false. Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Tracy E. Bregman, will show up as Phyllis is being hauled down to the station, so she'll vow to call Michael. Phyllis won't think Lauren should bother since Michael has made it clear where he stands. Even so, Lauren will meet with Michael at Crimson Lights and push him to help Phyllis out of this mess. At the Newman Ranch, Michael will eventually deliver the news that he's representing Phyllis, so Victor will view it as a betrayal and kick Michael out. Michael will get Phyllis out on bail, so he'll join her back at Summers' conglomerate along with Lauren. That'll bring some talk about Christine being out for blood if this case makes it to the courtroom. At Society, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, will sit down with Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and admit Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, claims she killed Matt, but he'll be sleeping with one eye open until there's proof. Nick will also come clean about how he started messing around with opioids after he ran out of pain meds and couldn't get more from his doctor. After Nick admits it got bad enough that Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, noticed in Vegas, he'll also mention the tainted drug batch that Matt gave him. Nikki will be horrified since Nick could have died, but he'll assure her that Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, recommended a treatment program and that he's committed to getting the help he needs. Although Nick will want to make things right between Nikki and Victor, she won't think that's Nick's job and will doubt it's even possible this time. There'll be more tension between Victor and Nikki when she shows up to ride her horse at the ranch later. Despite Nick's attempt to get Nikki and Victor to talk to each other, they'll both reject the chance to repair their marriage. At the cottage, Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, will tell Sharon that Sienna has remembered more about what happened with Matt. Sienna will flash back to running from Matt in the desert and getting pinned down on the ground. After Sienna found a nearby rock, she bashed Matt in the head with it. Matt moved again, so Sienna kept hitting him until he stopped and found no pulse when she checked. Sharon won't seem convinced that Matt was truly dead, so she'll wonder if Sienna can recall anything about Matt's exact location. That way, they can send Victor's security team to check for the body. Sienna won't remember much other than Matt chased her pretty far. However, Sienna will eventually recall seeing what seemed to be a water park in the vicinity, so Sharon and Noah will think that's a good clue to follow up on. Sienna will start panicking over the idea of Matt coming back if she's wrong, but Noah and Sharon will work to calm her down. Next, Matt will still have a gash on his head as he sits at a diner. After emptying the contents of his pockets on the table, Matt will hold up a Genoa City Athletic Club keycard and ask the waitress how far away it is. After the waitress acknowledges the long distance from there to Wisconsin, Matt will mutter to himself about what he needs to do. Okay, I gotta figure out what the hell happened to me and who the hell I am, Matt will declare as Tuesday's Y&R episode wraps up. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Matt will show back up in Genoa City later this week, so that'll bring another round of drama. Tuesday's explosive episode of The Young and the Restless delivered one stunning twist after another as Matt's mysterious condition took a shocking turn and Victor Newman unleashed his fury on Michael Baldwin in a confrontation that may permanently alter one of Genoa City's longest alliances. Secrets erupted, loyalty shattered, and emotional chaos spread across multiple families as the drama escalated into one of the most intense episodes of the season. The hour centered heavily around the increasingly bizarre situation involving Matt, whose sudden medical complications left everyone scrambling for answers. For days, people close to him feared something was terribly wrong, but nobody anticipated the devastating revelation that surfaced during Tuesday's episode. What initially appeared to be confusion and emotional instability quickly transformed into something much more alarming when signs of severe memory loss became impossible to ignore. The episode opened with growing concerns surrounding Matt's strange behavior. Those closest to him noticed inconsistencies in his conversations, unusual reactions to familiar people, and disturbing gaps in his recollection of recent events. At first, some characters wondered whether stress or emotional trauma was causing temporary disorientation. However, the truth soon became far more terrifying. As doctors and loved ones pressed for answers, Matt reportedly experienced a frightening breakdown that exposed the full severity of the problem. In a heartbreaking sequence, he struggled to recognize important moments from his recent past and became visibly overwhelmed trying to piece together fragmented memories. The emotional weight of the scene sent shockwaves through everyone around him. The amnesia twist changes everything moving forward because Matt now stands at the center of a mystery that could rewrite multiple storylines at once. Fans immediately began speculating whether his memory loss developed naturally or whether outside interference may have triggered the condition. In Genoa City, suspicious timing almost always points toward deeper manipulation, and viewers are already questioning who may benefit from Matt forgetting critical information. Certain details from Tuesday's episode strongly hinted that Matt's missing memories may involve dangerous secrets tied to powerful figures in town. If true, his condition could place multiple characters in panic mode as they desperately try to determine exactly what he remembers and what remains buried inside his fractured mind. The emotional fallout proved especially devastating for those closest to Matt. Characters who once relied on his stability suddenly found themselves helplessly watching him struggle to recognize people, places, and emotionally significant moments. The fear in their eyes became impossible to miss as the reality of his condition settled in. Some of the episode's most emotional scenes reportedly involved desperate attempts to help Matt reconnect with his memories. Familiar photographs, shared stories, and emotional reminders were used in hopes of triggering recognition. While brief flashes of recollection surfaced occasionally, confusion continued dominating Matt's state of mind, creating heartbreaking tension throughout the hour. Meanwhile, another massive explosion unfolded elsewhere in Genoa City as Victor Newman's simmering anger toward Michael Baldwin finally erupted in dramatic fashion. Their complicated alliance has survived countless scandals over the years, but Tuesday's confrontation may have pushed their relationship beyond repair. Victor has always demanded absolute loyalty from those in his inner circle, especially from Michael, who has spent years acting as Victor's trusted fixer, attorney, and confidant. But recent events reportedly caused Victor to question Michael's commitment in ways he never has before. The result was a brutal confrontation filled with accusations, disappointment, and raw fury. The tension reportedly began building when Victor discovered information suggesting Michael may have withheld critical details from him. Whether Michael acted out of compassion, strategy, or moral hesitation, Victor viewed the situation as a betrayal. For Victor Newman, betrayal is one offense that rarely receives forgiveness. As the confrontation intensified, Victor unleashed years of buried frustration during a blistering verbal attack. Sources close to the drama suggest Victor accused Michael of becoming weak, compromised, and distracted by personal emotions. The accusations cut deeply because Michael has sacrificed enormous portions of his life serving Victor's interests over the years. Michael reportedly attempted to defend himself, insisting that his actions were more complicated than Victor realized. However, Victor refused to hear excuses. His rage escalated until he delivered the crushing blow nobody expected. Victor ordered Michael out. The moment reportedly stunned everyone nearby. Watching Victor effectively cast aside one of his most loyal allies created immediate emotional shockwaves across Genoa City. Michael's face allegedly revealed both heartbreak and disbelief as the reality of Victor's decisions sank in. Their fractured relationship carries enormous consequences because Michael has long been one of the few people capable of navigating Victor's dangerous world successfully. Losing that trust could leave Michael isolated while simultaneously creating vulnerabilities inside Victor's empire. Lauren becomes deeply concerned about the escalating fallout. She understands how emotionally complicated Michael's connection to Victor has always been, but she also recognizes how toxic that relationship can become when loyalty turns into emotional servitude. Tuesday's events may force Michael to finally reevaluate whether serving Victor has cost him too much personally. At the same time, Victor's ruthless decision may not sit well with everyone in the Newman family. Nikki reportedly grows uneasy witnessing Victor's harsh treatment of Michael, especially given Michael's years of unwavering support. Although Nikki understands Victor's obsession with loyalty, she may fear he crossed a dangerous line emotionally. Elsewhere, Adam Newman quietly observes the implosion with strategic interest. Adam understands better than anyone how quickly Victor turns against people once trust disappears. Michael's sudden exile could create opportunities for Adam while also serving as another chilling reminder that nobody is truly safe in Victor's orbit. Tuesday's episode also layered additional intrigue into the larger power struggles unfolding throughout Genoa City. As Matt's condition worsens and Victor's alliances fracture, several characters begin sensing that major shifts are coming. Hidden agendas quietly move beneath the surface while fear and suspicion spread through multiple families. Phyllis Summers reportedly becomes particularly interested in Michael's fallout with Victor. Given Michael's longtime connection to both worlds, his sudden vulnerability could dramatically alter ongoing conflicts and alliances. Phyllis understands better than most how dangerous Victor becomes when he feels betrayed, and she may recognize that Michael now finds himself in an incredibly precarious position. At the heart of the episode lies a deeper emotional theme involving trust and identity. Matt's amnesia storyline raises painful questions about what happens when memory disappears and personal history becomes uncertain. Simultaneously, Victor and Michael's collapse forces characters to confront whether loyalty truly matters when power and control dominate relationships. The emotional complexity of Matt's storyline becomes even more gripping because viewers cannot fully determine how much of his condition is genuine confusion versus buried psychological resistance. Certain scenes reportedly hinted that fragments of memory continue surfacing beneath the chaos. If Matt suddenly recalls something explosive, multiple lives could be turned upside down instantly. That uncertainty creates enormous suspense moving forward. Characters may begin treating Matt not only as a vulnerable patient, but also as a potential threat depending on what information his memories eventually reveal. In soap operas, amnesia rarely exists without dangerous secrets lurking underneath, and Tuesday's episode strongly suggested major revelations remain ahead. The pacing of the hour reportedly intensified dramatically during its final moments. As emotional tensions reached their peak, several characters found themselves facing uncertain futures simultaneously. Michael stood emotionally shattered after Victor's brutal rejection while Matt remained trapped inside a terrifying mental fog that continues confusing everyone around him. Viewers were left questioning whether Victor may ultimately regret pushing Michael away. Despite Victor's ruthless reputation, Michael has repeatedly proven himself indispensable over the years. If enemies began exploiting fractures within Victor's inner circle, the Newman patriarch could discover too late that losing